What's up, team? Today is a classic day. We're going total body, and it's a cyclone. And so with the cyclone, we're gonna do 2 laps around the room today, and the cyclone, the timing is gonna change. And the first lap, A times 2, so we're gonna do it twice in each station, but we're gonna work for 30 seconds, rest for 10, and then 20 to rotate. But when we come back around for lap number 2, we're gonna increase the work time, and so it's gonna be 40 seconds of work, and then 10 seconds of rest, 20 to rotate. Okay, and so in that way, with the cyclone, just remember, the cyclone means that we're gonna change something between the laps, and in this case today, we're gonna increase the work time from lap 1 to lap 2. All right, looking at the exercises today, highest risk for my floor coach, you need to go to the kettlebell RDL station, kettlebell RDL. So make sure that you start there, help people with their form. All right, for my pro coaching tip today, I'm gonna talk about how you can engage with clients during the workout in a fun way, I think, hopefully to challenge them. And specifically, I want to use the example of a cone. All right, and so hopefully you have cones like this. I like these little disc cones, but if you don't have cones, or if you don't want to use this, you could use a slider, you could use literally a box of tissues, a box of Kleenex or something, but sometimes it's just fun. Obviously this would come more in the progression of a floor coach or a mic coach for that matter, but to correct or to demonstrate, correct, and then challenge. And so this would be more in the challenge phase. So the last thing you would want to be doing is playing around with cones and challenging people when people need help with their form on the kettlebell RDLs. And so that's why, as a floor coach, you're going to start at the RDL station. You're going to make sure through all the stations people have correct form, but then if you can, move on to challenge people with the cone. Just want to be clear on that. So all that to say, with the cone, some of the things you can do on the beast hold shoulder taps, you can take the cone and put it on their back. So when they're doing those shoulder taps, they have to stabilize and balance the cone on their back. All right, for the box step downs, something you can do is put this cone right under where their heel is coming down, and you're gonna cue them to touch the cone but not squish the cone. So in that way, they have to completely control the movement as they come down to lightly tap on the cone. All right, you could actually do something somewhat similar, or not similar, but you could do something kind of like that on the RDLs as well. If you have something, or a cone, or maybe even a stack of cones, you can have them come to the depth of the cone to lightly tap the kettlebell. Now just remember, with the RDL, depending on the person, they're probably not going to get this low. That would be almost to the floor. But a box of tissues, or even a box of tissues turned on an end, that's super helpful for somebody. Maybe if it's someone who you don't want them to go as low because they're losing their form, you could actually give them that box of tissues, or a foam pad, or even like a sandbag or something. Like pull over a sandbag and be like, lightly tap that kettlebell, right? And so these are just like little extra, I guess, like props that you can use during the workout. You could do the same thing with cones on the shuffle, is laying out the cones to be like, hey, get to the cone. So giving them like a space, which I assume you do already in the station, or between the 2 strips of carpet. But these are just ideas, ways that you can, challenge people, play with people. Now, not saying to do this to everyone, but you could also put the cone on their head. And so, like, for example, on an exercise like the aviator raises, where you want them stabilizing and not moving their body too much, right? Holding their core nice and tight, you're gonna do that. Because if someone's like doing one of these, it's like balance a book on your head, balance the cone on your head as you do these aviator raises, and like, man, you're really gonna have to use your core. So hopefully that helps. Obviously, get their form correct before you start challenging them, but the possibilities are endless, and this is why it's so fun to coach people. That's what I got, friends. See ya!